Now this video is going to be slightly different than a lot of the videos I've been doing recently. I'm not going to be going over too much about Zcash and so on, although I will hint at some of the most or some of the latest news there. We're going to be talking about the top 10 richest crypto holders in the entire world. And guys, some of these stories, oh gosh, dude, I would be crying if it happened to me. Let's talk about it. If it sounds like something you're interested in, let's get started. What's up, everybody? I'm Clay, bro. Now, I'm going to jump into this article in a second here. There's not too much going on in it, but I do want to make the disclaimer that this is an educational content. It's simply news and discussion about cryptocurrency. In no way am I recommending you guys go out and do anything or trade, buy, sell, swap, whatever. YouTube is cracking down on cryptocurrency content, and this is simply a discussion of the latest news in an educational manner, giving you guys information to make your own decisions. Now, with that, let's talk about what's happening here, because this is actually very interesting. Now, number one on the list is obviously Satoshi Nakamoto. He's got $115 billion worth of Bitcoin. $115 billion stored over 22,000 individual addresses. This is crazy. So Nakamoto's various 22,000 Bitcoin wallets are some of the most scrutinized holdings around. Any movement from these wallets would likely send huge shockwaves throughout the entire industry. I completely agree, okay? Now, I have no idea. Obviously, this guy created Bitcoin. He's very smart. I don't know how you're going to hold addresses and seed phrases for 22,000 different wallets. Nonetheless, that's $115 billion, putting him number one on the list by nearly 100-fold, right? Justin Sun. We know about this guy. He's the founder of Tron, and Tron's not his only holding. So he's got $1.9 billion worth of cryptocurrency, which is clearly a lot, nowhere near $115 billion. But he's a Chinese entrepreneur and cryptocurrency pioneer, best known as the founder of Tron, a blockchain platform focused on decentralized applications and digital content sharing. He's also the CEO of BitTorrent and the owner of two crypto exchanges. Now, I want to be very clear. I own some of the coins that we're talking about in this video. I own Bitcoin, I own Tron, I own Ethereum, I own some World Liberty Financial. So I own probably everything that's going to be on this screen right here. I am trying my best to diversify my holdings in a way where I simply accumulate towards the future. Now, his holdings, you guys can see those on the screen right here, with a vast majority of them being worth nearly $500 million each, even owning near $100 million worth of World Liberty Financial. Of course, his wallet has been under scrutiny, and we're going to see whether or not he can get those tokens. Now, this is where the tears start to well up. Rain Lomas, okay, I'm not terribly familiar with this guy, but it represents one of crypto's most famous cautionary tales. The Estonian banker and co-founder of LHV Bank was an early believer in Ethereum. Participating in its 2014 ICO, he invested approximately $75,000. Probably not a lot for a guy that owns a bank, right? And he got a staggering 250,000 Ethereum. And he lost his keys. However, Lomas has since lost the private keys to the wallets holding these assets, worth nearly $1 billion. Guys, at the current price, $854 million. And when Ethereum goes back up, it's going to be worth well over $1 billion. And he lost his keys. With that, you got Vitalik, founder of Ethereum, at number 4 with $867 million. And it's crazy, right? Vitalik would own less than Rain if Rain had the keys to his Ethereum wallet. But Vitalik has $867 million in cryptocurrency. James Howells, like Lomas, also lost his keys. This is another cryptocurrency cautionary tales. An IT worker from Wales, he was an early pioneer in Bitcoin mining in 2010, using his personal laptop to mine 8,000 Bitcoin. In 2013, during a cleanout, he accidentally threw away the hard drive containing the private keys to his Bitcoin fortune. The hard drive is now buried under thousands of tons of rubbish in a local landfill. Now, this guy has been all over the news over the years, and, dude, I don't know. If it were me, I'd probably 800. I don't know what it would cost to go on that treasure hunt, but dude, get somebody to front the money for the landfill. Buy the landfill and go find your hard drive. I mean, there's got to be ways, especially with Bitcoin. You know, if Bitcoin goes to $1 million one day, that's going to be $8 billion worth of Bitcoin that he would have. So understand, at some point, it does become lucrative enough to go on that treasure hunt and just buy the landfill. Stefan Thomas with 734, a German-born programmer and early Bitcoin developer, another individual whose vast chain on wealth is locked away. In 2011, he was paid 7,000 Bitcoin for creating an animated video explaining how Bitcoin worked. Dude, I sit here and I do these videos on YouTube. If somebody paid me 7,000 Bitcoin, I would love to make a video for you. So if you want a video made for 7,000 Bitcoin, you know where to get a hold of us. With that being said, he also lost the keys to his wallet. He's got 7. Guys, there's a lot of Bitcoin that is burned. They don't talk about that too much, but there's a lot of burned Bitcoin out there. And I would not be surprised, guys. Okay? I would not be surprised if Satoshi himself, having never moved any of these holdings in his Bitcoin wallet addresses, I would not be surprised if Satoshi also doesn't have his keys. $115 billion wealth. I don't know how you never sell at all and take some of your holdings. Clifton Collins, $629 million, an Irish guy here, who became a significant Bitcoin holder after acquiring $6,000 in Bitcoin when it was valued at $5 per coin. Would you believe that he lost his keys? Owen Gundon, early Bitcoin arbitrage trader, used exchanges like Mt. Gox and TradeHill, trades tens of thousands of Bitcoin through Mt. Gox when it was operational, building a significant position in the asset in early days. Later transition, who's not been active on X, his wallets are still active, so he has not lost his keys. Shishing, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, Mao, or Discus Fish, owns $275 million worth of cryptocurrency. He's got Bitcoin, Ethereum, DG, I don't know what DG is, and SLN there. So make sure, I mean, this is rather low for his holdings here. I mean, I would like $174,000 in Ethereum, 50 Ethereum worth, right? But $275 million in Bitcoin. Finally on the list, Patricio Warthalter at $226 million with various holdings in some larger cryptocurrencies as well, with 41, almost 42,000 Ethereum leading his wealth. So let me just give a little bit of a takeaway from this article here. Number one, okay, owning your keys is absolutely key. So your keys, your crypto, all of that. You know, that's probably the major takeaway from this entire thing. If you want to be rich, right, maybe throw your keys and bury them in the backyard so you're not tempted to sell. Don't give yourself access to them, because all of these guys got to where they are because they did not sell. Now, they can't sell, so that sucks for them. But number two, they're all early, right? The Irishman buying Bitcoin at $5 per coin. 2011, the video was made $7,000 or 7,000 Bitcoin in payment, and we're talking rather cheap in terms of monetary value at that time. But nonetheless, 7,000 Bitcoin turned into something. You've got $115 billion because these assets were never moved. These guys got in at the absolute beginning and were simply willing to hold. Now, I like to use, and because, you know, YouTube's cracking down, this is not a recommendation for you to use it, whatever, but I like to use Best Wallet. Your keys, your crypto, all of that. And it's extremely easy to hold cryptocurrency on the blockchain through Best Wallet. You've got a link for it down in the description below if you want to check it out. Simply download it, see if you like it before you make any decisions to buy, sell, swap, or anything like that. But also, Best Wallet is almost ready to launch their brand new ICO. 7 days, this ICO is over. They've raised $17 million so far. They've got a successful millions of downloads wallet that is out there, available to use, available to test, and they now have a cryptocurrency that is going to be undergoing its ICO, finishing its ICO in just slightly over a week. This is another chance to get in early. Now, full disclaimer, I do own Best Wallet. I use Best Wallet. I own Best Wallet crypto, and I am excited about it. This is something that I believe could lead to accumulation, right? I plan on, and this is me, I plan on holding. You guys plan on doing whatever the heck you want to do. It's still your crypto, your decisions, all of that. But look, is it crazy to say I would like to make this list one day? Yes, I believe that that is absolutely crazy. But I'm crazy. So let me know what you guys are accumulating down in the comments below. And until the next time, hope that each and every one of you have an awesome day.